I'm upping the stakes of the classic nothing to a knife CS2 challenge. Starting with a weekly drop worth $1.33, we'll do profitable trade ups until I can attempt a contract for one of the most iconic skins in the entire game, the KARAMBIT Blue Gem in Factory New. We made some incredible progress last week, so let's see if we can keep it up this time around. The Orpotheris has seen a pretty significant price rise in recent months, and wherever I see a pump, I see trade up potential. Therefore, our first contract is going to be from the Prisma collection. In order to ensure the Atheris would come out in Factory New, I needed to find P90 offworlds under 0.0518. However, as that was proving quite difficult at a price that remained profitable, I ended up substituting in a couple of other skins. The Verdigris and Mischief are also Prisma, but I brought down the average float with a 00 UMP motorized from the Kilowatt collection. Eventually, I landed on this contract, costing a total of $15.93. We obviously want to see the AWP, but the Desert Eagle Light Rail would also be solid. If we hit any of the Kilowatt skins though, GG. 18% chance. Can we start off the video strong? Oh, jeez. Block 18. I think that's probably the worst outcome possible. 2% chance of hitting that. This video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, their market tab now integrates cheap listings from Chinese sites so you can access the best prices without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you want to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways with the chance to earn extra entries simply by trading. Use the link below for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. Not a great first result, but we'll try and improve our odds for this next combination. We're going back to the 50-50s. I do love 50-50 trade-ups for some reason. And this time we're actually hitting the Snakebite collection using 10 StatTrak XM XOXOs. The initial post on CS Delta suggested keeping the floats under 0.51 so that the M4 would come out in well-worn, but when I actually checked recent sales on CS Float, it wasn't going to make a big difference if it came out battle-scarred instead, and this allowed for higher float, cheaper inputs to be used. We'll gain roughly $8 if we're able to hit the USPS trader, or lose about $2 on the M4. For a $30 contract, that's a solid 110% profitability, but unfortunately I was only able to find enough cheap inputs for one attempt. Here we go then. Stakes aren't too high yet, but we would prefer that trader. I guess Gaben's the real trader here. For our next contract, we are going for some classic skins from the Breakout collection. It's still insane to me that this case was released all the way back in 2014. Feels like yesterday. For this one, I started by looking for StatTrak CZ Auto Tigresses around the 0.21 float mark. At this average, the Glock Water Elemental would come out in minimal wear and the Deagle Conspiracy in Factory New due to its lower float cap. For such an old collection though, there were not a lot of skins at appropriate prices, so I ended up using some field tested inputs around 0.26 and then combining them with 0.1 minimal wears. Our final contract consisted of 4 minimal wear inputs, including one sneaky PP Bison Osiris, for a total cost just under $25. As long as we don't get the foul play, I'll be pretty happy. Breakout collection trade up. Man, I'm so nostalgic for some of these skins. The Water Elemental, such a classic. Let's see if we can hit it. Desert Eagle, alright, that is solid. First profit of the video. The next two contracts are actually very similar in price, both coming in at $55. I started by looking at StatTrak restricted skins from the Revolver case, but was having a hard time trying to make it work. Instead, I switched over to the Kilowatt collection classifieds, and as I've mentioned before, I like trade-ups from active collections because supply of all floats tends to be quite high compared to older ones. I was able to pick up 10 StatTrak Zeus Olympus at about $5.50 a piece, ensuring the average float stayed under 0.38, so both outputs would be field tested. Another 50-50 between the AK Inheritance and the AWP Chrome Cannon. I find it pretty funny how there's so many cases where one covert skin is the good one and one is just pretty meh. Like, why not have both be sick, like in the Falchion case? Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Going for that AK Inheritance. Let's see it. In 3, in 2, in 1. Boom! Hell yeah! Nice little $30 profit right there. I'm giving away an AK-47 Vulcan in Field Tested this month. For your chance to win, simply like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I'll pick the winner on July 31st. Good luck. On to the next contract, and we're about to go for our most expensive trade up of the series so far. Unlike most of the earlier combinations, I actually found this one on Trade Up Lab, and it recommended running 4 StatTrak P90 Nostalgia in Field Tested with 6 Battle-Scarred P250 Asimovs. Because they're part of the Chroma 3 collection that trades up to the float-capped Doppler knives, most of the coverts in any of the Chroma collections share a similar price tag regardless of where. That means even well-worn skins, for instance, see extremely high demand compared to other collections. After some back and forth, I landed on 2 similar contracts roughly set up like this, with 4 Nostalgias around the 0.23 mark, alongside a mix of Primal Sabers and Fleet Flocks. These 2 skins simply came in cheaper than the Asimov, and with a combination of field-tested, well-worn, and battle-scarred inputs, I brought the overall cost to $81. We have a 20% chance to hit the FAMAS, which would result in a $36 loss, but I'd be very happy with any of the others. Can the Chroma collection come through here? Let's go for it. Now! Beautiful. PP Bison. That's what we love to see. And we go again. What do we see? Wildfire, AWP, Wildfire. Won't be a big win, but that's totally fine. Now you might be surprised by this next choice. We're actually dropping back down to a mil-spec trade up, but it still costs over $50. Ever since the recent formula change, I've loved trying to find profitable combinations using souvenir inputs, and it's made a lot of these older collections accessible once again without a huge budget. Last episode we went for Mirage 2021, but this time around it's Dust 2 2021, using whichever skins I could find at a reasonable price. Therefore, we've got a mix of Quicksands, Black and Tan, and New Roots in there. I needed to keep the average flow under 0.14, which would scale to ensure the red DD-Pat would come out in factory new. It's a $54 contract overall with 2 out of 3 profitable outcomes. Man, for some reason, ever since they've let you use souvenir skins, I'm almost feeling more nostalgic about these old souvenirs. Like, I never really liked them, but I don't know. Like, even these Rio stickers, I never particularly liked them, but I don't know. Something hits differently than the new conversion system. Anyway, here we go. M4 Red DD-Pat or USP Orange Anolis, 66% chance. Moment of truth. Let's go! This episode is crazy, guys. We're just hitting back-to-back W's. This is great. Now I will pop in and quickly address a question I got asked last episode. Do I actually show all the trade ups I do? Or do I just include the profitable ones or something like that? And no, I genuinely show all the trade up results. And so far, we've definitely been on the luckier side. Of course, if you've watched some of my other trade up vids, you'll see that's absolutely not always the case. So we'll just have to see how this one continues. Next contract then, and this time using Danger Zone skins. I don't think I've ever actually used this UMP Momentum before, so I was pleased to find quite a lot of skins available at usable floats. Overall, we're just trying to keep the AK Asimov in well worn, but the inputs range between 0.15 and 0.47. This is another 50-50 contract just under that $60 mark, and I was able to pick up 30 UMPs to give us 3 shots at the AK. Nothing game breaking here, but still at 110% profitability overall, it looked good enough for me. Asimov, 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 boom! Let's get it, guys. Keep that streak going, no worries. Number 2, let's see it. Okay, that's a Neo-Noir. Small loss there. And third time lucky. You love to see it. That's another W. Then to finish off the video, I saw this suggestion to use a mix of M4 leaded glass with P90 shapewoods. They're from the Spectrum 2 and Revolver case respectively. However, as I started to dive into the listings, I quickly discovered that the PP Bison High Roller and R8 Llama Cannon tended to be cheaper than the leaded glass. I also found quite a few G3SG1 Executioners at a cheaper price point than the P90s, so swapped a number of those out. We ended up with 2 contracts that look roughly like this. I kept the original 30-70% split between the collections, but the skins and floats look quite different. Always worth playing with skins from the same collection to see if you can extract a better margin. We really only want to hit these Spectrum skins, although the Revolver outputs wouldn't be a significant loss, even at the $73 price point. our final 2 contracts for this episode. Let's see if we can end it on a high. We've been going so strong this week, but 30% chance. AK Empress, P250, see you later. In 3, in 2, in 1. Oh my god. Guys, this is actually insane. I can't believe it. This must be one of my best streaks in recent memory. Let's just go for the final one. No delays. Another. Are you kidding me? This is incredible. I love trade ups. I love trade ups. This was honestly a pretty insane streak overall, and we managed to take our balance from about $150 to just under $300. Be sure to subscribe for the next episode of this journey, and take a look at one of these videos for more money-making methods for CS2. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.